All companies out there want a certain level of long-term brand loyalty from their customers. And on the flip side, customers actually do seek out that brand to be loyal to. So it can be a win-win for both parties. The brand or the company gets the steady income stream, and the loyal customer doesn't have to search and break in a new product or service. The customer knows and is comfortable with the experience, and the brand or company has set the expectations and urges the customer to continue using their product or service, i.e., be loyal. But what does that really mean when a company or brand asks a customer to be loyal to their product or service? And as this inflation hits, possibly even a recession, how can this brand loyalty actually end up working against you? We're going to break it down to the ridiculous right after the intro. Hey guys, and welcome along to another episode of Telecast PH with me, your host, Jeff Thompson. Thank you very much for joining. Before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this podcast, Telework PH. We build your team, your customers get the benefit. To find out if offshore outsourcing is a right fit for you, all you got to do is hop on over to www.teleworkph.com or hit me up on LinkedIn. Just search Jeff Thompson. I'm the Client Solutions Manager for Telework PH. Right, so on to today's topic. We're talking about inflation and how those loyal customers that we fought so hard to get can actually end up working against us, and why. Now, in the intro, I asked, what does it really mean when a company or brand asks a customer to be loyal to their product or service? And we all know the answer. We want them to use our product or service exclusively. When we ask customers to purchase our product or service, we're asking them to basically exchange their hard-earned money for whatever it is we're offering. A simple enough and logical explanation. But let's take that just a step further because there is a deeper meaning. What we're really asking is for the customer to get up in the morning, get their coffee, fight traffic, work all day, eventually get their paycheck, and then exchange that hard work for our product or service. So when we say that the customer journey is an emotional one, well, we really mean that. What can be more emotional than exchanging a portion of our life for a product or service? Because that is, in essence, what we're asking. It's not just money, it's what the money symbolizes. And when you look at it like this, then the entire customer journey and their need to feel secure and emotionally protected when making the purchase and throughout the entire journey takes on a different light. So now that being said, and I'm not making light of it, but when a brand doesn't deliver and the customer's expectations, those loyal customers, if they are disappointed, it hurts their feelings. Now, sometimes you can't help losing loyalty. For instance, local businesses during the pandemic and how masks and social distancing put them at odds with their own loyal customers. Now, this, of course, is out of the control of the store owners. However, it's worth a quick look at a potential reason why people get so angry about it. Because there's actually a lesson to be learned when we see these arguments that come up. Now, you may have seen them on the news or in YouTube videos with the Karens or other people that are causing issues. Yes, many of them do take it way too far, but there still is a lesson to be learned. So, for example, let's say that they have this certain grocery store. Now, I'm talking about customers here. That the customer has a certain grocery store, and it's the only grocery store that they've gone to for 15 years. When they get to the door and are about to go in, as they always have for 15 years, they're confronted by somebody, perhaps somebody they might not even know, who tells them that they can no longer come in the door without a mask. This could be a major blow to a loyal customer. Now, I'm in no way promoting masks or not masks or whatever. That's your own personal choice. However, I'm talking about in this situation, when the customer's about to walk in and they say, I'm sorry, you can't come in here without a mask on. They're taken aback. Because for many people, going to that same grocery store for so many years, they feel like they're in their second home. A place where they belong and a place where they love coming. Then all of a sudden, they get the feeling that it's all been ripped away. That they're an outsider and that they don't belong. And they may even have that mask in hand, ready to put it on. And of course, what's the first thing that comes out of their mouth? I've been shopping here for 15 years, or even I've been shopping here for 20 years. You're going to lose a customer. What they're really saying is, I only come here because I'm a loyal customer. Now, of course, at this point, the store does need to stand their ground because it comes to health and safety. It would be the same thing as if somebody who had been shopping there for 20 years came up there with no shirt, no shoes, and a dog, and smoking a cigarette. But the main reason why they're angry is because of their disappointment. And that disappointment stems from the feeling that they're loyal to this place. They're loyal to this particular grocery store. They know where everything is. And to some, it may even be more than just a grocery store. It could be a place that they go to just get away for a little bit, but still do something constructive. That is grocery shopping. It may just be their very escape from the outside world. Kids, work, bills, pressures, whatever. Now, of course, the store has most likely worked very hard to create this safe and pleasant atmosphere, and they want that brand loyalty, but the customer doesn't see this type of relationship as brand loyalty to a grocery store. They see it as friend loyalty. Most of them probably won't say, I'm going down to such and such grocery store. No, they'll say, I'm going down to Dave's, or I'm going down to Food Lion, or I'm going down to Tops. They say it by name. Or they may say to their friends and family that are around them, I'm going to the store. The store. And everybody else in the household or everybody around them knows exactly where they're going because there's only one, the store. That brand loyalty becomes a part of their everyday life, a part of their homes. Now these storefront confrontations that I'm talking about aren't true for all loyal customers. That was just an example. But for those that do react, this seemingly entitled emotional response is triggered by their sense of security brought about by their loyalty being threatened. Now, like I said, I'm in no way defending these outbursts, which sometimes even lead to violence and arrests, which is crazy. I'm merely pointing out that they may feel this way and how brand loyalty can lead to a much larger disappointment than actually anticipated. So that's why in business, meeting the expectations that we set for those customers that are loyal to the brand is crucial every day. You see, the long-term loyalists who pay the most attention to your company or brand are your biggest fans, so to speak. However, they are also the ones who will feel the biggest disappointment, especially when you start to cut costs in certain areas that they're used to getting great service from. Now, remember and I'm going to show my age here. Remember the cola wars back in the 80s? Everyone got on the side of their favorite soda, be it Coke or Pepsi. And it was a real emotional time. There were real discussions that went along with whether you like Coke or Pepsi. But if we take a look at that, even a lifelong Coca-Cola drinker who may have consumed thousands and thousands of cans of perfect soda over their lifetime will go bananas with just one bad experience. And why is that? It's because their expectations have been set and they feel that loyalty. They feel that emotional connection. And when they say, I'm going to go get some soda, everyone around them knows what they're going to buy. They're going to buy Coca-Cola. And that's how these brands flourish. They flourish by delivering a consistent customer experience. And as we've pointed out, disappointing customers letting down their expectations even one time can be a devastating blow. It might not seem fair. It may not seem like it should be right. And you're left thinking, I just can't believe they're upset over one little mistake. But you have to understand, again, that they are upset because their expectations have been set. And that's how brand loyalty can be fatal and work against you if corners are cut to save costs. The customer has exchanged their hard-earned cash, a portion of their life, and they want that experience to continue, the one that they've been enjoying. And when the brand doesn't deliver, for whatever reason, it's a catastrophe. So what can you do to save yourself and your company or brand from that catastrophe, from that disaster? And again, it's focusing on the entire customer experience. We know this. And part of that experience is maintaining a top-notch customer support or technical support help desk. It's simply critical. Now, when it comes to technical support, you need those frontliners. A lot of things can go wrong with companies that have many moving parts, and it's never a good idea to put your developers on the line to deal with customers. They need to be busy working on issues in the proverbial back. They need to be doing what they do best. And the business owners need to be looking for ways to generate new income and making sure everything is up and running, aces in places. And that being said, what every company or brand needs on the front lines is a knowledgeable staff of customer service and customer support. People who can pick up the phone and take the angriest, most belligerent, frustrated customer and be understanding. Support agents who realize what the customer may be going through and how their expectations haven't been met. That the customer is highly disappointed, that their feelings are hurt. So as inflation rises, customer support is not a place to try and cut corners to save overhead, even during the recession. Believe it or not, your customer support can be the biggest revenue generator in your company during those bleak times. And that's where offshore outsourcing can help you operate at lower costs and increase margins even during rising inflation and energy costs. Now, you have no control over who your customers are, their personality, or what kind of day they're having. You also cannot control how they will react when things go awry. However, what can be controlled is how your brand or company responds to those customers who are having a less than desirable experience. Also, there will be times when you will have to tell the customer no. That you can't get around it. But to ensure a great customer experience, you need people that can understand why they're upset and also how to tell them no. And that's why it's absolutely imperative to have customer support professionals who are making a career out of customer support to handle your most delicate situations. And that's another advantage of offshore outsourcing. You will find people and agents here in the Philippines that have dedicated their entire lives, their entire careers to customer support and handling customers. They cultivate their knowledge on how to give your customers passionate and proactive support even during rough times. Without such a staff, that brand loyalty you've worked so hard to achieve can end up being your biggest enemy. And that will wrap it up for this installment of Telecast PH. I've been Jeff Thompson, your host. Thank you so much for joining. Have yourselves an amazing day. And if you want to find out more about offshore outsourcing and how Telework PH can help, all you got to do is hop on over to www.teleworkph.com or hit me up on LinkedIn. Just search Jeff Thompson. I'm the Client Solutions Manager for Telework PH. And as the late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer said, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Telecast PH, signing off.